Hi everyone, and welcome to the first virtual lesson on maths, and this one's about multiplication and the grid method. If you can already do the column method of multiplication, then that's fine. Stick with it if it gets you the right answers. I prefer the grid method just because you partition all the numbers into their hundreds and tens and ones, so I think it just makes it really clear what you're multiplying. So the first thing I'd say about multiplication is if you do not know your times tables, you need to go and watch the video that I've linked in the description box. You've got to know your 12 times tables or up to there to be able to do any of the bigger ones. So if you don't know, that's fine. Go back and look at that. If you do know your times tables, then what you need to do here is around the outside, you need to have the numbers 2 to 9. And then you're going to have to solve them. So for example, in this first box here, this first grid, the number that's missing from the outside is a 4. These other two are a tiny bit harder because you've got to figure out, there's two numbers to figure out in what order they would be in. So pause the video here and have a go trying to fill this grid in. Okay, let's go through the answers then. So 7 times 8, 56. 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 9 is 72. 2 times 8, 16. 4 times 7 has already been done for us. 6 times 4 is 24. 9 times 4, 36. 4 times 2, 8. 5 times 7, 35. 5 times 6, 30. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 3 is 21, 6 times 3 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27, and 2 times 3 is 6. It doesn't matter what order you times numbers in multiplication, the same as addition. 2 times 3 is the exact same as 3 times 2. Okay, the next one then. So the numbers that we're missing from around the outside are a 5 and a 3. So if we'd put a 3 here, 3 times 9 isn't 45, so that means that this one has to be 5 and that one's 3. And then that makes sense now, doesn't it? Because 3 times 5 is 15 and 5 times 9 is 45. So let's fill the rest in then. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 3, 21. 8 times 3, 24. 2 times 6 is 12. 5 times 6 is 30. 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 6 is 48. 9 times 2, 18. 9 times 5 has been done for us. 9 times 7, 63. 9 times 8, 72. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 7 is 28 again. And 8 times 4 is 32. Our last one isn't too bad because we're only missing one number, which is a 3. And again, 3 times 8 is 24, so we know that's right. So again, 9 times 5, 45. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. And 7 times 5 is 35. 9 times 6 is 54. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. And 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 has been done. 7 times 8 is 56. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 times 7 is 28. So now that we've warmed our brains up with some multiplication, we're going to have a look at how we do the grid method. So what we need to do is split our numbers into its tens and ones. So starting off, we have 42 times 5. We've literally just partitioned this number here. Now what you have to do is you have to bring down your zeros first. So if I bring this 0 down into this box, all I've got to do now is 4 times 5. And 4 times 5 is 20. So I know that 40 times 5 is 200. In our other box, we need to do 2 times 5, which is going to give us 10. Just like that. Now to get our answer to 42 times 5, we just need to add those numbers together. which gives us 210. We're going to try another one now, one that's a little bit bigger, which is 73 times 61. Again, we're going to partition those numbers into 73, 61. So again, we're going to bring zeros into the boxes first. So I'm going to bring my 2 zeros here in. Then I'm going to change colours just to hopefully make it a little bit clearer. If we were doing 70 times 1, I need to bring that 0 there. Just get rid of these zeros just to make it a little bit neater. If I'm doing 60 times 3, again, I'm going to go all the way around the outside. You can bring a 0 there. And in 3 times 1, there's no zeros to carry. So 7 times 6 is 42. Add those 2 zeros. 3 times 6 is 18. Add that 0 to make it 180. If we're doing 7 times 1, that's 7, but add that 0 to give us 70. And finally, 3 times 1 is 3. We're then going to do the exact same thing and add all those numbers together. So in our first column, we'll get 3. In the next column, which is our tens column, we're going to get 15, so 5 and carry the 1. In our hundreds column, we've got 3, but remembering this 1 down here, that's going to give us 4, and then 4. So 73 times 61 is 4,453. So I want you to pause the video here and have a go of these 8 questions, and then we'll go through the answers. So starting off then with 42 times 3. So you know the deal by now, we bring the 0 down. 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 times 2 is 6. 120, add 6 is 126. 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6. Exact same answer as we had last time, 126. 3 times 7 is 21, and 7 times 2 is 14. Add those two numbers together, and you'll get 224. 5 times 4, 20. 4 times 4, 16. Add those together to get 216. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 4 times 5 is 20. Add those numbers together to get 140. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. We add those numbers together, this is 195. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 7 is 35. If we add those numbers together, they give us 185. Last one, 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 3, 18. We add those numbers together, 258. Okay, so I want you to try all of these ones, and then I'm going to go through the answers. I'm probably not going to give you the solutions for all of them, because by now hopefully you know what you're doing. So pause the video and have a go of these ones. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one with you, which is 47 times 3. So I'm going to split it, 47, 3. You can tell I don't have a ruler. I'm going to redraw that line because that's going to annoy me. That's a bit better. Okay, so bring our 0 down. 4 times 3 is 12. 3 times 7, 21. Add those together to give us 141. Okay, 37 times 8 is 296. We'll try 25 times 11 together. So 25 times 11. So much easier when you have a ruler. Okay, so bringing my zeros down, 2 times 1. Bring the 0 down, 2 times 1 again. Bring the 0 across, 5 times 1, and 5 times 1 there. So adding them together, so 200 plus 50 plus 20 plus 5 is 5, 7, 275. Next one is 324. 24 times 5 we'll do together. So bring the 0 down, 2 times 5 is 10, 5 times 4 is 20, 100 plus 20 is 120. 25 times 6, 150. We'll do 31 times 12 together. Okay, so bring the zeros down and across, 3 times 1. Bring the 0 down, 2 times 3. Bring the 0 across, 1 times 1, and 1 times 2. Add those numbers together, so 360, 10, 2. It's going to give us a 2, a 7, and a 3, 372. Final one, we might as well do together, 35 times 26. Okay, so bring our zeros into the box. 3 times 2 is 6. Bring the 0 down. 6 times 3 is 18. 0 across. 2 times 5 is 10. And 6 times 5 is 30. Add those together. So 0. Carry the 1. And adding that one should give us 910. And there is all of our answers. Okay, well, you should try these ones independently as a last task and join me in part 2 where we're going to do some more practicing.